Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! I'm in a different space because I'm visiting with Chris, who is getting ready right now. So she'll pop in just a second. But first I want to say that we're talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Season 7, Episode 4. This was a good episode, you guys. Are you guys ready for this reveal?
No.
Oh.
Ugh. A hair tie. Ugh. The tragedy.
Let me tell you what she said. She said, I'm going to put on a little Cece cream and mascara and I'm done. She comes out, and you're going to see it, with full face and a red lip. Now, here's the deal. With Chris with a red lip means that it's in at least extra 10 minutes because the 10 minutes is spent on the red lip.
Found one. Great.
She's here.
It's me. Ooh, look at this, very up close. And isn't this very up close? The people got mad at me once when I went up too close.
People got mad at you?
Oh, I did a video where I was too close and I got dragged for it.
Let's get started with the first couple, and the first couple are Max and Cece. I mean, really, is it not just Max and Cece?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what happened, but I do know that they were the best. Juliana's getting along with the kids smashingly. She's doing her makeup, and Cece comes in, and they end up doing a little bunny pigtail ball. I don't know what that hairstyle is called. Afro puffs is what I would call them, but that's not what they are. They all sit down for dinner to have like a quintessential like American dinner of hot wings. And Sarah comes over. So Sarah gets there, and Sarah like is there to pick up her kids and the dog because apparently they're sharing both, right?
Everything.
They're just like splitting it throughout the week. Sarah gets there, and you can tell that she's a mom that works out, fit in her 40s, okay?
Yeah, a little tiny, hard-bodied person.
Yeah, and she looks good. She just looks really good. They all sit down to have dinner, and she asks Juliana, like, you know, what do you think your place is in the family? And Juliana honestly says that she's lost. And then Sarah's like, yeah, you know, I could see that. You know, not everybody has a relationship the way that me and Michael do.
At the dinner, right, Juliana goes to the confessional. She's like, you know, in Brazil, it's different. This is very unusual to be friends with the exes. And she's just like expressing like just her like uncomfortability with this. And we're like, yeah, Juliana, we get this. And then it pans out of Julia's face, and we reveal not only is she sitting next to whatever his name is,
Michael,
but then it goes out even further, and fucking Sarah's right there.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, she just in front of all of them, huh?
I also think it's so interesting how TLC is trying to like lead us to believe that this family didn't make this decision together. You know, like Michael, Max, Cece, and Sarah made the decision together to be on 90 Day Fiancé.
Max made it
very clear. I mean, even if they were trying to say that it is a secret, I'm pretty sure that Sarah and Juliana have at least talked a few times over FaceTime. This family is way too cohesive and prepared for this situation for it to be a normal 90 Day Fiancé shit show. And they're kind of trying to add like levels of shit showness, but it's just, I don't buy it. Sarah does this whole like long confessional where she's like, yeah, certain women would be intimidated by a tall, younger, beautiful, gorgeous, smart, world-traveled model with high cheekbones and pouty lips.
She's 4 years old.
Some women would be threatened by that, but I'm not.
No.
I'm going to swim and I don't care.
I'm Sarah.
Here's what I believe. I believe that Sarah has a boo. Sarah has moved on. Sarah has a partner, and that's why she is none too bothered by Michael and his choice.
I could see Sarah's boo being a lady.
Ooh.
A lesbian that knows what the hell they're doing, and let's get this show on the road. You know, I'm Sarah.
I don't like the way that they, in order to make this drama, like to zoom in on Juliana's face when she's not on camera. Like, you can tell there are moments where Juliana's just kind of like staring off into space. Keep zooming in on Michael too, and they keep zooming in on Sarah too, as though like these are their reactions to this, what the person is saying. But I don't think that's it. I just honestly think that the person is just not talking, so they're not on. Also at the end, Juliana ends up saying that this family has a bond, and to a certain extent she feels like she's destroying it, which I don't know if this is a line that they told her to say or whatever, but it doesn't look like she's destroying it to me. They've made room for her, and now she needs to settle into the room they've made for her. All right, so the next couple that we're going to talk about is Robert and Annie. they're getting ready to go out and they're going to go to the park to meet Bryson's grandmother. And it's really important for Bryson's grandmother to meet Annie because she's active in her grandson's life, even though her daughter is not active in her son's life. You know, Bryson's doing sit-ups or whatever, and Granny walks over and, you know, they introduce Annie and say, yeah, we're getting married, and they're both flabbergasted. I mean, so Granny and her husband walk up, and they're both like, you know, young-looking, good-looking people, and he's taken aback. Like, they've never heard of Annie. Granny feels like it is her job to then question Annie. Like, not have a conversation with Robert, whom she knows and has a rapport and relationship with. She's gonna go after Annie. So they go sit on a separate park bench to have a conversation in which she reveals a shocking revelation.
Not as shocking. I mean, the minute she said it, you look at her face, you're like, yep. Anyway.
She's like, well, I'm just gonna tell you this because you're gonna find out anyway. I'm an adult film star. And Annie's like, what is that? And then she's like, a porn star? And Annie is taken all aback. Like, you could see her spirit kind of jump out of her body and then come back in. And Annie immediately goes into like, I'm better than you, you're nothing mode. And it is kind of sad to see Annie judge this woman so hard. So Porno Granny just continues to talk about how, you know, she's going to be in Bryson's life and she wants to know about Annie and whether Annie is on birth control and whether or not they want to have kids and what her intentions are. And Annie is feeling like, listen, you smutty, dirty slut. You are not allowed to ask me anything because you are amoral. So I'm not answering any of your questions. Are you done here? Okay, bye. I mean, part of me just wanted Annie to be better about it.
Culturally, she's from the DR. The porn stars are not going to be like, oh,
mainstream,
interesting. Tell me more about your very legal and conscious sex work. You know, it's like, no. And then so you're going to have some woman, some white-looking woman be aggressive in tone with you and then try to check you out and seeing who you are and are you good enough. And then she reveals something that to Annie makes her, I mean, disregards her completely.
Yeah.
In her opinion. Oh, you think that you're trying to ask me if I'm good enough to be in your family?
Porno Granny is married to
twang.
Yeah, I don't remember what word he said, but it was a crazy twang in that word.
Got twang with a dang. Oh my god, that should be his porn name.
Twang with a dang.
You'll love it. You can see if you could do better.
Huh?
You said you don't love that. You think you can do better.
Oh, twang with a dang?
Yeah.
Oh, the joke is for me, the
this is gonna get cut out.
Oh
okay,
yeah, no, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Right after, I know where it's gonna get cut.
You better keep twang with a dang.
I don't remember where it was.
You better keep twang with a dang in.
Okay. The next scene is Annie and Robert at dinner for some reason, when apparently they can't afford anything, so why are they going out to eat all the time? Mm-hmm. So Annie then brings up this conversation that I know the producer set her up to have, where she's mad at Robert because he has pictures of his exes on his Facebook, and he's saying that Bryson is gonna want to see pictures of his mother when he gets older. And I'm just like, and then I was thinking, is there not another place that you could have those pictures? And the truth is no. We don't have photo albums anymore. Like, Facebook is the photo album, or on your phone. Like, you're not gonna have a separate, most people don't even have computers. So like, people aren't gonna have a separate folder in their computer or on a hard drive of pictures. I do see what Robert is saying, but his reaction, of course, to Annie is like extra and ridiculous. Like, it doesn't need to be as harsh as it is. And then he reveals that he has 5 kids by 4 baby mamas. And she says that like 15 days before they were start to film, that's when he revealed that to her. And she was like, what the? So for the most of the 2 years that they knew each other, she thought he only had Bryson. And then because he knew it was gonna come out in the show how many kids he actually had, he revealed that to her. And then he says it's because he was in Brooklyn and he was like doing all the things that like, yeah, young guys do. And so now he's changed his ways and he moved down to Florida and did it again with somebody in Florida. And then that's the kid he's actually taking care of. But he doesn't get to see his other kids. I'm like, the majority of your kids live in New York City and you are just living in Florida? Oh my God, this man. I mean, I I feel the exact same way I felt about him before. He's trash. He's just like classless, like little beady, disgusting eyes and like ugly teeth. Like I just don't like him.
It just feels like you just want this hot, sexy woman to be a mother for you in your one bedroom, and share an all one bed, and then have her wear thrifty clothes. I mean, why do you think she wants that life? What is she getting from that? It's just very rude, and he just feels very self-centered. And so every time that we get into this like gold digger thing with him, it's like, well, what are you asking of this woman? To move from her country and move into your one bedroom and deal with your porn grandma ex-in-law and your like son who doesn't know a manner from like a moner and then like won't cut any one of their hairs. Like, Jesus Christ, look at yourself.
Ugh. He doesn't even have any gold worth digging or to dig. Nothing.
Yeah.
The next couple that we are going to talk about are Blake and Jasmine. Let's just talk about this new boring couple. Basically, Blake is weirdo and Jasmine doesn't like him. And her face is horrible. Mm-hmm. That nose, those fillers, and like her sister who looks like a twin because they both have the nose and the fillers, and the sister won some kind of green card lottery, which is how she got to the US. Like, I'm just judging the shit out of this whole thing, and I don't like it. He lives with his mother, and his mother is like the smartest mother to ever grace 90 Day Fiancé. She's like, look, this girl is coming to the US and she's probably expecting a certain lifestyle, which you can't give her.
Yes.
You live here with me.
Yes.
And I'm helping you make this bed up. In this small ass room, this giant bed in this small ass room. And you're gonna bring this girl here to live with us?
And she looks like that?
Yeah, she probably wants things that you cannot give her.
Yes.
So this is what we're watching. And I don't know if he just decided to move into mom's house or he always lived there, but if he's a music producer, I hope he's saving a lot of money or paying all his mom's bills or something, because like, what is he not making any money? And also, you know, the drama on the street is that he got pissed off when he had like a 90 Day Fiancé party for the season opener and he wasn't in it. He like freaked out on Instagram, did a whole Instagram live talking about how the producers lied to him and all kinds of stuff. And then they finally told him he was going to be in episode 4. And then we see episode 4 and he's just like a goober.
Yeah.
Like he just looks like a goober.
Yeah. It's like, because you're not going to be interesting or boring, or you're not going to be interesting, you're going to be boring. We already know what's happening with you. And TLC, if you really want to come out with this show, then just like call them filler sisters, have the silver sisters and these new ones. You know what I'm saying? Make the show you want.
Yeah.
Filler sisters.
And they're going to be boring. They're not even going to be as interesting as
Silvas?
Yeah, the Silvas.
I know. They seem very robotic. And here's the thing. Eastern women are not emotional. That's on the broad sense, of course, it can be very sensitive.
But she's from Finland.
Okay, like it's Finland and Nordic and Eastern European people. Like it's a cold society. Any up there when it's cold in their hearts. Again, this is just a blanket statement that you can come for me on my channel, Chris Farah. You do you. But at the same time, it's like I think that's why they're not going to be as interesting as some of the more emotional sisters that we've seen.
I guess. But anyways, I didn't like her face, and she doesn't like him, so that's fine.
The sister lives like next to her. They're like in the car together. They're like none of them want to talk to each other. The sisters want to talk, and we're like, why is this dude here? So what? It's like the dude she just found a dude that lives close to where her sister was already living, which is like, yeah, can you try and get this guy to fall in love with you so you can get a green card, be next to me, right?
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who's next. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Tanya and Sinjin. Okay, so they leave New York City and they're going to Connecticut. And Sinjin is excited as always. And Tanya is just like, I have a surprise for Sinjin because I told him that the she shed was fixed and it's not fixed. So we're going to just do this together because this is going to show, you know, us how we work well together. Basically what it is that she was overwhelmed, couldn't get it done. It was a lot of moving. I'm sure mom wasn't going to help her move anything out of there. And she was like, okay, well, Sinjin's going to have to help me do it when he gets here. But I'm just going to tell him it's already done. Because I would want to come to a foreign country and be surprised with having to fix up my shed of a bedroom.
Yeah, I just want to be like, girl, you should have gotten those 2 friends, taken the day that you did all that New York shit and get your house together. Literally. I don't understand Tanya because she presents to be like, so I'm so type A and I get things done. I'm a really good worker. I'm effective, you know, like I plan, I want to do things. It's like, but what we've seen of her is an anxious mess the whole time that like doesn't get anything done right except bosses people around and has like crazy archaic ideas of how she's going to live her life that is so out there that it makes Sinjin, who's a do-nothing dude, look sane.
Yeah.
He's like almost dumb enough to at least make sense. And she's off flighty in her own world of what is reality.
Yeah. And it's crazy because she says that her mother is in construction. And I feel like what her mother did was like, yeah, you can stay out there, but you know, I'm not gonna help you move anything because there's all that junk in front of it too. And I guess it's what used to be inside of it. And so she took the junk out and then put a mattress in. It is unacceptable because she's like, we're gonna do it right now. And he's like, no, we're not gonna do it right now. We're just gonna go in, we're gonna sleep in the couch and it'll be fine. We'll get up in the morning and do it. And then while they're getting up when they're doing it in the morning, she's trying to like boss him around, make sure you do this, make sure you do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, then girl, do it yourself. If you're that anxious about your mom's cabinet and your mom's walls and all this stuff, then just do it yourself. Or you should have just done it yourself from the jump.
Yeah.
If there was ever a moment, Chris, where I'm worried about you messing up something that's my dad's, I'm just gonna do it myself. Or if you're like, hey, well, come do this thing, but don't mess it up, it's my dad, I'm gonna be like, no, you have to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, no, I can't. And so like, it just seems like it's crazy and we're on his side. We are not on her side at all because if the tables had flipped and she had gone to South Africa to live in a shed and it hadn't been put together, the roof, nothing, absolutely not.
She's very disrespectful of him, you know? Like, that's a whole other thing. She's like emasculating him, you know? She doesn't understand like your tone when you speak to someone. I mean, she's emasculating him because she's telling him what to do at every turn. And it's like, exactly, do you want me to do it or do you want to do it? But you either do it or I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You're not telling me what to do. This isn't like driving Miss Daisy, except I'm cleaning shit for you and you're not Miss Daisy.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, perfect. This way. Make sure the door goes. Okay. Yeah. So great. That's why I measured it. Oh, yeah. And he's just like, whatever. That's why you measured it. Okay. Then you should have picked it up and put it on here.
Why is this put together?
Yeah. Like, why isn't this put together? And then she's like, well, I could just move this countertop by myself. And I'm like, yeah, girl, move it by yourself.
I hate you.
Yeah, she's not likable at all.
They're not staying together.
Yeah. Okay, so the next couple that we're talking about is Natalie and Mike. Okay, so if we remember Natalie is from the Ukraine and she is a wonderful, bubbly personality. At first I thought she was a user and abuser like Maria or like Jasmine, but girl, she does like him. When she sees him at the airport, she runs and hugs and jumps on him. Like, her mother likes him, and that's what's more important because her mother did not like her ex. And that's part of the reason why she got divorced. And he was like demanding and tough and whatnot. And even he had money and she still left. So like, I mean, I really do feel like the love between these two is genuine and I'm happy for them. Now, let's rewind to the beginning. She is with her friends. And her friends, I don't know, like one friend is being supportive and the other friend is not. Why are you leaving and going to America to be in a situation where you're not sure if he can afford you or babies?
Your ex-husband, he owned the construction business, right? And now you're going to move to be with someone who's just a worker.
Natalie is not prepared for any of this. And she's got the worst lighting ever while they're doing this.
With the best eyes.
And like, it's just the lighting is right over her head and it just makes her washed out. And her eyes are just like poking out of this like non-dimensional face. But Natalie is lovely. And I'm just like, she really does love this man. And she really does want to have babies with this like tall man who like makes her feel like dainty and little. It's what we all want. Friend was like doing what the friend should do, you know, basically. But at the same time, I was looking at her like, damn, let this girl live her life. Like, she's 35 years old. Like, don't be telling her like what she's doing is wrong. She's allowed to make this mistake at 35. She doesn't have any kids. She's not leaving anybody behind.
Her mother.
Her mother, but she can always just move back. Everyone acts like, not everyone, but like some of the times, yes, the people are not in a financial position where if they do move to the US, they could just move back. Sometimes they are. Natalie is one of those people who could just move back.
Pick up and move home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's going to work, and I think she's going to end up bringing her mother over and live in some like compound on the ranch.
Oh, Uncle Bo! Like Uncle Bo and the way he speaks. Like Mike is like, okay, Uncle Bo, hold down the fort. And Uncle Bo's like, oh, wait, hold down the fort, man. He's the best supplemental character that I have ever seen on this show. I mean, just no teeth, and like, I couldn't understand one word he said, and it made me so happy. Like,
no teeth, but you know he's grinning.
Yeah. And Natalie is not going to be able to understand him. It is
the first time. I can't wait.
Perfect. I cannot wait for that reunion.
Okay.
All right. So the last couple is Anna and Marcel. So now Anna's frustrated with Marcel, which is frustrating for us. So she and Marcel get ready, and they go to Bees, and this is where they're actually cute. And he acknowledges that Anna is a terrible beekeeper, and he helps her out with scraping the wax off her cages. And she's like, I'm not the best at that, but having Marcel here makes me so happy. So like, we actually see them in the element in which they met and fell in love. And she even tries to like kiss him, and she forces a kiss on him, and he's like, Anna. And we're like, Marcel, we know you're having sex. Like, he just doesn't understand how reality.
I don't know. We don't know how you're having sex, though. I mean, we never think about it. We don't want to think about it. We're disgusted completely with the idea. I mean,
I am not disgusted. I would voyeur and watch that because I think it'd be so weird. Ugh. It would not be sexy at all. But I would want to be like, how is this? How do you like it?
Oh my God! I feel like we're switching places.
Person.
That's something I would say. I can't imagine you'd watch them have sex.
I mean, I wouldn't like watch it in detail, but I would want to just like
let's see how it starts.
Yeah, like I'd want to be like, if they were the neighbors down there, I'd be like,
and what part would you look away?
Like when he entered.
Oh. No, I thought you were gonna say like when his pants came off, or when like you were like, no, I gotta see it. No, I don't. I gotta see the pants come off, and then I would see what's happening in the pants, and then I would see how. Then I want to see her reaction to those. So it's like you're looking, and then like then it happens. Look at her face.
Yeah, I want to see what happens, and then like when they get into it, I just like.
Do you think that like she's like zzz, buzz, buzz, buzz?
Like they do like bee stuff.
She's like ready to impregnate the queen. My little worker drown. My little worker drowned bee.
How can you be in a relationship, a full-grown adult relationship with someone that you can't even communicate with? Like, how is that not the most frustrating thing? Like, what? Like,
it is.
It is. I mean, and then she says that when they're going to a party, her friends are throwing them a party, an engagement party, and she tells him in the car, "Don't be on your phone all the time. Talk to my friends." And he's like, okay, Anna. Then she says like, chocolate salt, no, or chocolate salt, phone. That's how I remember to say chocolate salt. This is chocolate salt. And then she's like, but unless you're interpreting. And I'm just like, he doesn't understand what you're saying. And you just told him not to use the phone.
Yeah.
If she were in Turkey, going to a party like that, like what would she be doing? Just standing around smiling at everybody? I mean, she did go to an engagement party. They had an engagement party in Turkey, which is why he's wearing a ring. So she's met his family, and they kept her kids a secret. So I was right. She
knows, and
she knows, and she agreed
to
keep the kids secret, and now she's freaking out about it.
Yeah, it's all being.
So they get there, and he's trying his best, and he doesn't understand anything. And there's like a one person of color who understands what's going on, and it's just like, because everybody's talking to him in slow, full sentences, right? And then finally, the one person of color who understands what's going on says, "Are you happy?" And he says, "Happy, yes." And then they continue to speak to him in full, slow sentences, as though like he's just probably picking out Anna, go, America. Like he just It's just
pizza.
Yeah, just picking out words, trying to understand what they're saying. Then they go outside to have a conversation with the friend who threw the party. And the friend is like, so what's going on? And she's like, yeah, no, it's hard. It's very frustrating because I think he understands what I'm saying and he doesn't. And he just shakes his head and says yes. And like, you know, right now. And then she goes, Marcel, do you understand me? And he's like, I don't, Anna.
I felt like it was like a monumental moment in the episode where I think I was taken aback and I was like, yes, finally, Hannah, don't you see? No, he doesn't understand anything of what you've been saying. You, your friends, your kids, your mom, none of it. He does not understand, Anna. She has to find out who she is. It feels like her life has been either her kids or her abusive relationship or these bees, and her own sense of self isn't strong enough to like be the person and the mother we want her to be, which is someone would never devalue her kids by lying about them or even think it's an option, because she's strong in herself and who she is and her family unit. And anyone who is able and graced to come into their lives does that. But it's not like she has to change who she is or lie about who she is to be with someone, especially not someone like Marcel who has nothing to give to her. So what the problem is her 100%.
Yeah, it's cute that there's beekeeping in common. But like, I don't even think she doesn't even take care of her bees enough to sustain it. I thought that she was like a full-on beekeeper, but I don't think she is. Like, I think it's her hobby. And she's not even good at it. And he's like from like generations of beekeepers.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just looking at her shit like, what? And then she's like, you lit that really quickly. And then like, seeing him handle the bees just like turned her on. And I was just like,
you feed those bees so fast. Just like, oh, girl.
All right, you guys. So that is the end of this episode. It was a pretty good episode, but I'm just like, Anna's getting on my nerves. Tanya's getting on my nerves. Like, people are Bojangles is the best part, really. Was the best thing. And then we didn't even get to Sasha and Emily, but they're coming back next episode, and the baby's already like 3 months. So they've skipped some months with this baby.
They need to give us a break after the birth. They were like, we know, we get it. That was hard.
All right, you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Let's have a Kiki and a conversation down in the comment section. Let me know if I missed something from the episode and what you guys thought of the episode and some of the things that we talked about. Again, this is my friend Chris Farah. You can find her on her YouTube channel, Chris Farah, and on other social medias, Instagram and Twitter as Chris L. Farah. The L is for light, because there's a lot of light in this room right now.
Inside and outside light.
And I'm Wahama. Just call me Wah. You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook, but I'm not there.
Like this video, guys. Give it a thumbs up. We really appreciate it.
We do. All right. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.